What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I'm going to be doing the first episode of this ever. This is going to be my top comments of the week video. Hopefully this becomes a regular Saturday thing. Reason I'm doing this is for two reasons. Number one, it's becoming increasingly more difficult to come up with top 5 and top 10 topics that have to do with knives that are organic. You know, as time goes on and I handle more knives, you know, and I can come up with more discussion points for videos like that, then I'll do it. But when it's forced and it's not real, then my enthusiasm's not in it, and then, you know, it's not as entertaining for you guys. So I don't want to do that when I don't actually have something. This week, you know, right after this video, actually, you will get a top 10 video for this week. That'll be my favorite things of 2019, either just visually, things that I saw on Blade Show coverage, or just things that I've handled. So that should be interesting. But the other reason I want to do this is because every week I get comments that either make me laugh or, you know, that I heavily agree with, that I've never thought about. And there's just a lot of good stuff coming out of the comments section. And I thought, you know what, that's a fun, that'd be a fun idea to do every week, just like talk about comments that people made. And, you know, it'd be fun for you guys, a way for me to interact with you, and a way for you guys to get your comments to appear on, you know, an episode. So we'll see how this goes. If you guys like it, then great. But I think there's a lot of good that can come out of this. So let me go ahead and open up my playlist here, and we'll start off. By the way, this is not a top 10 or top 5. It's just whichever ones I select. The first one here is by Mr. Robert Reyes. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. He makes this comment a lot. This cracked me up. I love the interaction on this channel. I'll keep my signature comment for Sunday mornings. And then we've got the emoji of poop, a toilet, and a hand wave, which means this is basically this is his position of choice, or his location of choice to watch my videos in. And he seems to do it a lot, which cracks me up. LOL. Well, it's more signature emojis. LOL. If Gonzo ever makes a front flipper, I might bite. Just let me know where he's at and what he's doing and what he's thinking. I appreciate that. Thanks again, Robert. Next up, this cracked me up. On my video where I was talking about on the Knife Guy, when I was talking about all my friends, and, you know, I had this buddy named Ricky that's super strong, and for whatever reason, I talked about his bench and squat max, and this guy said, wait, Ashcan said, wait, a 400-pound bench and only a 600-pound squat. Ricky, stop skipping leg day. I think that's funny. I think Ricky's going to think that's funny. I don't know if anybody else is going to think that's funny, but that just cracked me up. Moving on here. This one just warms my heart. Chris Pregent or Pregent, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce your name. He said, same grand ideas and presentation with an increased understanding of blade geometry and cutting performance. Good job. I resub. So a while back, I'm pretty sure this is the same gentleman who was watching my videos back when I was doing the paper cut test, and he was like, you know, the way that you talk about blade geometry and how you demonstrate it, it just doesn't make any sense. And, you know, you're kind of speaking in generalities when it comes to steel. And I don't know that I can stay subscribed to you. And I had commented something like, you know, oh, it's okay, I understand. I was like, there's a channel called Super Steel Steve where he goes into a lot more depth about that, and you might like his channel. And I remember, I think you said, hey, I appreciate how you handled this. And it was very, like, you know, it was very respectful. He was like, I can't be subscribed to you because I think you're being too broad with what you're saying. And I don't know that I can appreciate your content in the way that I want to. And I said, hey, no problem. And then in this video where I talked about confusing expressions, he noticed that I had given a more specific definition to my understanding of blade geometry. And he said, hey, I like this, I'm going to resub. And that just made me feel so good. Even if it's just one person, I have to assume that there are other people out there who may have unsubscribed from me and then actually come back and given me another chance and resubscribed. Thank you so much. That absolutely made my day. Moving on here, AZNELITE325 said, you do a good job of making me cringe with your unboxing skills, because I could never measure up to such talent. And don't you forget it. I am the greatest, worst unboxer on YouTube, and I need people to know that. I'm claiming that throne permanently, and it's never to be questioned, okay? So just know Metal Complex is the greatest / worst unboxer on YouTube. Thank you for that comment. This is the second to last comment. Len Zelensky, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If you're the FNG, you need the TLA to English dictionary. How about drop shutty, suck back? By the way, this is my top 10. This is a comment on my top 10 confusing knife nut expressions. How about drop shutty, suck back, can't fail it, primary grind, apex, behind the edge, drop point, clip point, tanto, slip joint, assisted flipper, bolster, fidget friendly, flickable, spidey flick, error, buffer overrun, dumping memory. That cracked me up. It was just too much information, too much cliche, confusing knife nut expressions for his brain to continue processing what he was trying to say. You know what? I think that's legitimately what happens to new people when they hear a shotgun blast of information like this all at once. There is just no way for anybody to keep up. And imagining that from the perspective of a new person, I was like, oh man, that's spot on. All right, so last up, this was my absolute favorite comment this week, and I hope this is zoomed up enough for you guys to read it. Junior V said, and this is on my the Knife Guy episode number 3. Where I talked about, experiencing people who have a different understanding of what's better, or that, maybe they've only experienced, knives like SOG or Kershaw and assume that they know more than everybody. Kind of. You'll have to watch that episode. But he said, I don't think I'm better than someone who prefers M-Tech knives or Tac Force knives. Also, I don't think people who carry S90V PM2s or customs with Damascus blades and carbon copper scales are better than me. That said, willfully ignorant people are annoying AF. I would say that I try to educate people as to what else is available to them while complimenting what I do like about whatever they've just shown me. Characteristics of certain blade steels, lock types, blade shapes, and grinds. I also try to show them what can be had at a good price. That will offer them better materials. There's a comma there. I also try to show them what can be had at a good price that will offer them better materials as well as fit and finish. What they do with that is up to them. Although I have given away 6 knives to ensure certain people I care about have a good knife should they need it. I loved this comment because what he's saying is like, people are going to carry what they're going to carry. I mean, if it makes you happy, then that's fine. If people are being intentionally ignorant or intentionally shutting out information that somebody is trying to give to them to help benefit them, and they're not being patronizing, people like that, those kind of people are annoying, but it's kind of like it's a case by case situation. And the way that he said that, I thought that's perfect. If you can share some information with somebody that might benefit them and they're open to it and it helps them, then great. But if they're just going to put a wall up because they, nobody can tell them anything and, their decision's made, then, there's not really a whole lot you can do about it. But he went ahead and decided to give some knives to people just so that they had a good example to start with. I love that. I know that feeling. Once you do it once and you get addicted to that feeling of doing that for somebody, even if they don't appreciate it, it's fun to give a knife. I really, really liked this comment, Junior. Thank you so much. Guys, that is it for today's episode. If you want your comment, there's not really any specific way to get your comment featured in my Saturday videos from now on. Basically, if it makes me laugh or I think it's a funny comment, it doesn't necessarily even have to be about knives. This is just a way for me to interact with you guys and read some of the cool comments that I get weekly. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video or you think this is a good idea for Saturdays from now on, leave a like or leave a comment in the description. Let me know so I know, how people feel about this. But if you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like. So check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, then please subscribe to my channel because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.